Hey, Raindrops. Yeah. So, as you know, my podcast, Reality with the King, is on tour. And my next stop is live in New York City with the one, the only Queen of New Jersey, Teresa Giudice. Yes, on Tuesday, June 18th at the City Winery, Teresa Giudice and I will have a live conversation in front of a live audience. Make sure you get your tickets now. Log on to my website, kingdomrainint.com. Hit the tab that says tour, and me and Teresa Giudice cannot wait to see you on Tuesday, June 18th in New York City.
All right, all right, all right. Now that we got the pre-production out the way, what's happening, Marsau Scott? Welcome to our Love and Marriage Huntsville conversation. How you doing tonight, bro?
What up, though? How you?
What up, though, is right. I'm chilling, and I'm glad you opened that way because you know I'm a Michigander too.
Oh,
I
word. I know that. Where you from?
Yeah, I grew up in Flint, born and raised, and I lived
Stepping
in
Lion
downtown
T.
Detroit. That's right.
With
That's right.
Bree. All
MC
right.
Bree, ain't no future in your front, and all of that.
Right.
You know what I'm
All right. Shoot
saying?
through your city now you know.
Now you know. Okay, you about to have me start rapping, and I don't know if we got to pay for that or not, but you know, that's my
Ain't
song,
nobody checking
man.
us like that, though. We
Okay.
up there, but we ain't that big time yet.
Well, y'all about to be, man, because this many seasons in, and with these dynamic stories of these incredibly successful, smart black families with these really, really layered and textured stories, I think it's great what you guys have brought to television. So, first of all, thank you for all you guys have brought to this landscape of reality TV. I think it's been a great thing to see these black families successful, thriving in business and figuring out, the ups and downs of relationships along the way. It takes a lot of bravery, especially for people from where we're from, because typically we're not open about personal matters. We kind of keep our business our business. And so I know it steps out a little bit more for you. So how do you feel about things like when we watched on this week's episode and Martell Holt said that, he watches you going back and forth online with people and he used the term like a female, right? And we see people kind of try to attach that title to you and your willful participation in the mechanics of the show. How does that make you feel, especially coming from Martell?
I think that anyone trying to paint Marsau Scott as a bitch, I think it's a tough sell.
Yeah.
All right. I think it's a tough sell. I think me saying that female characteristics, I think that's a tough sell. That's not
Yeah.
something I'm about to defend. Women are great
Yes, they are.
and they're strong. Black females, my wife, a beautiful wife, intelligent, most educated demographic. So I don't know if being, saying that you're a female is supposed to be a dig,
Yeah.
but I think that people want to paint a narrative when they can't control it. So they
Mm.
want to try to change the narrative a little bit. They want to say, oh, well, he's doing this right here. When someone's out thinking you, they want to say, oh, well, why are you going back and forth with me? Like, are you not equal?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you stating your opinion, me stating my opinion? I mean, and for all intents and purposes, I'm on a reality television show. That's
Right.
women's business. All right. If
Right.
I that's women's business all day, every day. So
Right. Family, right, has been a central, kind of focus when it comes to this show. It's about three married couples originally, and then we got to know the extended family members of you guys as a whole, and they were a part of the story as well. Let's talk about Kiki, Marceau. No, we know last season and the season previously, we were introduced to Kiki, who was the first cousin of your wife, Letitia, and she didn't necessarily come in as an ally to her cousin.
right.
We were introduced to her with a little bit of adversarial energy, and then we saw things even get to a point where a drink was tossed and some really, really blatant accusations were made and tossed and hurled
Yeah.
at that table.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you and Kiki in relationship today? What does that look like? Are you all in
Um,
communication at all?
well, here's the thing, and we actually had a recent text story going back and forth a little bit a couple days ago.
Okay.
Uh, I put up a post, I think about Diddy, and I think that she thought it was a subliminal to her, and I
Oh
couldn't.
no.
It couldn't have been further, but it was
Mhm.
pretty much what I said was to take a lesson from him that when somebody has an apology after they've been caught, it ain't worth a damn.
Mm.
I was talking strictly about him, but that shoe fits on her, and her apologies ain't worth a damn,
Okay.
right? Because here's the thing. Here's the thing, and here's why. Um, Here's why it's a sore spot for me, right? Because it was unwarranted, it was unprovoked, and that was a relationship that truly hurt me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because contrary to what anybody's willing to believe about any part of the situation, my story never changes. In this
Right.
endeavor, see, that's not my cousin. That's Tisha's cousin.
Mm-hmm.
People don't walk up to her and at that time didn't think Marsau, right? So when she's going through an episode, we'll call it an episode,
Okay.
right? They have to go through all of her family, all of her local family, meaning that she's out there somewhere bad. People have to call her local family. They have to call her friends. They have to call known associates. They're calling all these people. Then I finally get a call at work, right? Saying, hey, this is the situation. She needs somebody to come get her.
Mm.
I leave, and I'm at that point, I'm the only person. All right. And maybe I'm the last person they call, maybe I'm the first person. But in my opinion, you don't link us right together.
Yeah.
So I'm the only person that goes out there and I pick you up. And I'm not saying this to brag on. This is not my brag, because I didn't come out with this. I wasn't saying, I did this, I did this. That's not my purpose. Right. But for that to be there, for me to do that, for me to get on the phone and for say, hey, call your family and watch your mom just cuss you out up and down the street, talk to you like trash.
Wow.
I hung up the phone on her mom.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, no, you don't got to live like this. Her husband, everybody talking to her like a piece of trash. And I know that moment is where God sent. And so in my mind, I feel fulfilled saying that, hey, I serve God's purpose in my life in this period of time. And when no one else showed you love, you got love. And you didn't get love, and you didn't get no one telling you about this right here. When we told the hosts about what was going on, it's because it was irresponsible as fuck for us not to.
Okay.
All right. Don't bring nothing like that around my house. All right. Don't bring nothing like that around my house. You give me a straight up, hey man,
this is what it
is.
is.
What you want to do, boss?
Yeah.
This ain't what you want to do. All right. She's not in space right now. And it was appreciated, blah, blah, blah. It was weaponized years later to get back at us. But Kiki knows that it was a solid moment because that's outside of our character, right? Because let me ask you a question. This right here, this episode, this interview, this is the first interview I've ever done that's outside of like own sanctioned or own.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I've talked to not a single blogger. I've never did a Marsau tell-all.
Yeah.
Right. And so my point is for you to take that moment and then against your cousin, the one that was there for you against me, Kimmy, everybody saying, hey, enough is enough, enough is enough, enough is enough. You know what I'm saying? We've been going through this for years.
Mm-hmm.
And so you take that moment and then you decide that the only path for you to be relevant is, against your cousin.
Yeah.
You're going to get there, even if you got to climb up and tear your cousin down and tear only people that love you down, right? But here's the thing. Here's the thing I knew from the very beginning. That shit ain't going to last long.
Yeah, you mean Kiki's involvement with the Love and Marriage Huntsville show?
Because she served the purpose.
Yeah.
She served the purpose. And across the board, even when they got the clips and the edited clips and were made it seem like she had something on me. Listen, if that girl had something on me, she should have been told. Yeah. There's no question about it, right? And would do right now in order to stay relevant.
Yeah.
But my point is that what hurt me the most is that what she was willing to do in order for a couple seconds of fame, not even a check. She told me she'd get a check. I said, nah, baby girl, that's compensation. That's not a check. Don't be confused. You know what I'm saying? And so for me to see that right there, that hurt me. That really hurt me because sometimes when you extend yourself out to people, and you want nothing in return but to see them succeed and for them to turn around and unnecessarily stab you in the back, that's kind of messed up. And so yeah, so I don't got no feelings about where she at right now. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Good luck. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, hey, real talk. I'm not that kind of dude that be like, I wish you success.
Yeah.
After you hurt me, I don't really wish you success.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that's understandable. You know, if someone made some very serious, very specific, and very blatant allegations and hurtful allegations, you know, that were
They ain't hurt me.
untrue, you
They
know,
ain't
to
hurt me.
you, I can understand your disposition. Has Kiki offered any sort of apology to you and your
No,
family or
no.
nothing?
She's still fighting. She's
Okay.
still fighting. And I'm still being petty as hell, teasing her every now and again about being not being where she wants to be. So every now and then I get a little
You get a
nah.
little 1-2.
How'd that
Okay.
work out for you, sis? Yeah. Didn't
Yeah.
work out, did it?
Oh man. Well,
The other one bites the dust.
we wish, you know, it's a family at the end of the day, and that's a very personal matter. So we wish you guys peace and healing, whatever that looks like for you when it comes
Oh
to that
no,
whole
not
situation.
me.
Yeah.
Not me. Don't want
Uh,
that no more.
okay, so let's get off of the family stuff and let's get into the show a little bit, Marcel. Let's talk about
Yeah.
Sonny and Moses.
Sonny and Moses.
Okay.
Tell me about it. What's that?
How do you feel? Do you feel like their relationship materializing? Do you feel like that was a ethical violation? Do you feel like she broke kind of like, you know, the code, or what do
Yeah.
you think about the
Yeah.
origins of their relationship?
Yeah. Look, look. I the problem with my opinion of
Mm-hmm.
their relationship is the ends to me have to justify the means.
Okay.
Meaning is that at the end of the day, that's his wife.
Yeah.
Now, if Moses was just, if this is just something he's trying to do on the side, trying to creep, trying to smash, trying to date, then that's when it comes, wrong. But you got to put wife in a different category. And the
Mm-hmm.
wife part has to say, I did this and I succeeded in this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I did this for the win. I did this for love for life. And
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, if I got to quote Funky Dineva on that. He said, man, if I had to sacrifice destiny to get to, you know what I'm saying, then I got to do it.
So is that
And
what you
son,
feel like he did? Is that what you feel like him and Sonny did when you say like, if I did this, then it has to be worth it in the end based on what it looks like. So do you feel like
yeah.
there was
Yeah,
a choice made there, right?
yeah,
Like,
I think it was a choice
yeah,
made to go ahead and do that. And I'm not saying that, at the end of the day, that's your wife. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? I think Sonny had to look it square on and said, listen, I'm not about to let Ruth get in the way of my Boaz.
Hey, now you didn't took it to the 66 books of the Bible, okay?
My girl said, I ain't gonna let Ruth get in the way of my Boaz.
They love that Boaz story, don't they, Marcel? Oh
That
man,
mother said, you're gonna get your Boaz, even if he already got a Ruth.
that's right. And she got him too. She got her Boaz.
And Sonny's my homegirl, Mo's my homeboy. At the end of the day, I told him, this is
Yeah.
what you sign up for something that you I see no one on the show has had rocks thrown at their marriage
Mm-hmm.
like Letitia and I.
Yeah.
No one. Martell and Mel, people wanted them to succeed. Reese and
Mm-hmm.
Kimmy, favorites on the show. Everyone else, they love them. Stormy and Courtney, everybody else, they love them. Me and Tisha, it was constant. Why are you with him? What's going on? This right here. And it's taking thousands of little small pebbles throwing at your stuff, right? Sonny and Moses are signing up for the exact same thing that we're signing up for. But the challenge is they don't have a 15-year base. They
Yeah.
don't have a 12-year base that we had when we got on TV. You know what I'm saying? This is out the gates year one. So it's an uphill battle. I mean, I let them know, hey, listen, man, hit me up if you ever need to have a talk. But you fighting against comments that ain't gonna happen. I think they're doing better now than they were in the beginning.
Well, that's good to hear, you know, because like you said, they are husband and wife at this point, and so
Yeah,
it legitimizes their relationship in that way, and it
yeah. And
makes it
Destiny, my
something. And
homegirl.
Yeah, that was my next question for you because I know that Destiny and Letitia are very close, and I wondered if
Hmm.
she, your friendship with her, maybe kind of influenced the way that you see the Sonny and Moses relationship.
I'm an unbiased person. I look at
Yeah.
things square on, but love is a challenge because love, you know, I guess the proof of love is what you sacrifice and what you're willing to do. And I think that to a certain extent, Sonny and Moses have sacrificed their pride, they have sacrificed their reputation, their
Mm-hmm.
name, and they've sacrificed a lot, maybe unknowingly, but it's certainly on the chopping block just for love. And so I think the world is pushing them to a point where that's the only thing they have is each other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think everybody gonna mess around and make them stronger.
Yeah. We're gonna see, I guess.
We'll see.
Yeah, it's interesting. Relationships on this show and just kind of some of the choices and decision making that we see, it sparks a lot of conversation. And we saw that you and your brother Maurice had went to kind of have a intervention style conversation with Martell in the
Mm-hmm.
investment property that he built. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Martell has done a lot of things in his tenure on the show that are conversation worthy, but I think this was one of the first times that we just saw a straight up like, "Yo, we got to go talk to Martell. What's going on? What was it about this most recent situation regarding his arrest that kind of made you and your brother say, look, we got to go check in on him and just like help him to see, what this looks like from our
Well,
POV."
well, you know what? And that honestly goes back to Martell talking about kind of me and female tendencies,
Mm-hmm.
because this is exactly how Martell's fighting. And
Mm-hmm.
Martell is fighting a female with recordings and tell-alls and accusations and trying to take her kids and revenge porn and things like that. And to me is that no matter how I see, this is my unbiased opinion
Right.
that Mel and I haven't had the best relationship
Right.
in the past, and but right is right and wrong is wrong, and there's to me there's nothing. Well, I imagine there's something, but the lowest of the lows is taking your then wife in the most intimate moment
Yeah.
that you can have, the most vulnerable and sharing moment that you could have, and her trusting and giving you that, that tape or whatever,
Yeah.
and then you kind of weaponize that, and like I I, I can't think of something lower at
Yeah.
that point right there. And you're never going to win. And even someone that thinks like that at that point right there, like I lost respect. I
Yeah.
lost respect at that point. And so now my thing is like there's some things that people do that you can understand and you can cope with, but there's a level that people decide that they want to go to that I can't get down with that. I
Yeah.
can't get down with that because anybody that would do that in that moment, that means that anything I've ever had that I could ever use against you, I'll use in your most vulnerable state if you push me to that. And I got some people, me and my brother got in the fights all the time.
Mm-hmm.
We don't hit in the face.
Mm-hmm.
You got to
Mm-hmm.
have a line. You got to have
Mm-hmm.
a line. And the line is nothing to do with them. The line is about who you are as a man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so my thing was with him, I think that I tried to tell him, and I tried to tell him over and over and over before when I wanted him to understand and get it. But at this point right now, um, life will teach you.
Yeah.
Life will teach you. Life will teach you. Life will teach you that there actually is a place in society for people who want to send pornographic pictures of their ex-wives out. There's a place for those people.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a place that you can actually sit down and think about those decisions.
Yeah, what's that
I
place,
mean,
Martha?
there's time for you to think about that stuff. There's a reflection place, right? There's
Uh-huh.
a reflection place,
Uh-huh.
and
A
when you go
think
to those
tank.
places,
Uh-huh.
yeah, it's a little think tank. It's a
Yeah.
place that maybe I didn't get through to you. Maybe you need your thoughts in this little comfortable concrete place, and
Mm-hmm.
that kind of stuff figures it out because
Yeah.
you can't do that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that you spoke to a really important piece when you said that at the end of the day, you know, right is right and wrong is wrong. So being principled kind of usurps a personal bias or a personal, you know, disagreement that you may have had with someone else. And I think that that speaks volumes to a person's character.
That's
Uh,
it.
and in the case where people do kind of throw a lot of rocks at you and your wife's marriage and your personal character, I think scenes like that where you are, you know, standing on the right side of a situation or, you know, being principled, I think that kind of adds that levity and that balance to some of that talk and shows your true character. Do you
Yeah.
think there's an opportunity or anything that Martell could do at this point, right? Obviously, he can't undo some of the things that he's done, but is there
Mm-hmm.
a way for him to pivot and maybe make different choices that could show him in a different light at this point? What do you think he
Martell
could
has to be
do that?
consistent. The only thing that the only thing that's worth respect in this world is consistency.
Yeah,
That's the only thing. Even if you do it and you hit an amazing shot, they're gonna say it's luck. After you
yeah,
hit him 5 in a row, they say put somebody on that man. He can hit it from there. Ask Steph Curry. So at the end of the day,
yeah,
you have to be consistent in your approach. Martell has to change the identity of who he wants to be as a
yeah.
man, and his standard that he doesn't go down. When they go low, I go lower. Okay, guess what? That's what when they go lower, when they go low and you go lower, that all that means is you're a follower
Yeah,
without standards. That's not a brag. That's
yeah,
not a brag. For me to get on some people's level, I gotta bend my back, and I don't want to do that.
yeah,
You gotta have some
yeah,
standards.
yeah,
Say, nigga, I'm not getting down there with you like that. You can get down there
yeah.
after you finish wallowing in the mud, get back up. I'm not gonna be on that level. When they go around and say all this kind of stuff about you, think that hey, here's the funniest stuff. We actually know with receipts and facts, know so much stuff about everybody else. What
Mm-hmm.
you never will hear is me going out there and outing someone that's going out there and doing a tell-all and snitching and gossiping and whatever like that. You know why? That's not my character.
Yeah,
It's about the character for me. I'd rather defend myself than accuse someone else
yeah,
because I'm not concerned with them. And so I think that with Martell, I think the challenge that he has is that he's going to lose the thing that and what I was trying to get him to understand, and he's not going to understand that this is a guy that's not going to understand until it actually happens. When he throws that glass against the wall and then he
mm-hmm.
tries to put it back together, the bottom line is he's going to lose the respect of his children talking about their mama.
Yeah, yeah. And that's what we call irreparable damage. Um, Man, you're right. I think it's interesting that you've been able to maintain kind of like your own identity on the show, even when like your wife, Letitia, has had conflicts with certain other cast members on the show. You've been able to maintain your own identity and like these relationships on your own within respect, right? And so we see these sit down scenes, these one-on-ones that you and Melody have in during the season. We saw one is coming up where you guys literally talk through whatever is going on and it's sprinkled with humor and you know a little bit of back and
Yeah.
forth, but in a light way that is
Mm-hmm.
definitely palatable for the audience. How are you all able to do that, and how does that impact your relationships with the other cast members per se? In the case of Stormy, right? We know that Stormy and Letitia are not having the best time, you know, seeing eye
Mm-hmm.
to eye right now. But what's your relationship like with Courtney? Like, how have you all been able to kind of find your rhythm as a cast, considering those
Well,
relationships?
here's the thing: is that Courtney's an even kill guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, I told him and it didn't show, but he knows he was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
He knows he was wrong. He knows good and well that there's no way in the world I would have sat there and Tisha was talking to him, calling him out his name, something like that. I wouldn't. I would step in. Hey, babe, that ain't it. That ain't it.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Mm-hmm.
because the truth is, and I know where he's from.
Mm-hmm.
That's not permissible. That's
Mm-hmm.
not permissible outside of cameras. That's
Mm-hmm.
not
Mm-hmm.
permissible outside of cameras and a protected environment.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's not that's only permissible with people that you know that aren't going to attack back. That's not
Mm-hmm.
behavior in the streets, right? Because if that happens out at the grocery store, if that happens at outside the club or whatever that situation may be, then all of a sudden Courtney's riding around looking for someone at the end of that night, and it's
Absolutely.
and it's completely unnecessary. There's nothing to gain, and so that's a moment where someone stooping low, I'm not about to stoop lower. But if you can outthink a man, you can outlive a man.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get my lick back. You know, I'm gonna get my lick back. You know,
Yeah.
but no, me and Courtney cool. Courtney's cool. And I think that as long as there's a mutual respect, you know, I think that, there's a difference between, you know, certain seasoned castmates. You know, for me, you know, Stormy has to stand. She has to stand on. You know, I think he's a bitch. She has to stand on that now, because otherwise, an apology, a genuine apology, means that she's not being consistent, and she has to maintain the persona that, oh, I this is me, this is what I do, this is just who I am, and I just tell like it is, right? But at the end of the day, there's a level of respect. There's a level of respect, and there's a level of I wouldn't say adoration, but there's definitely a level of respect that Stormy has when she talks to me.
Yeah.
And I know that. And that's how we're able to maintain a regular conversation when we're not fueled by cameras. But there's a certain level that says, I know who you are, Marcel. I respect you as a businessman. I respect you, who you are. And, you know,
Yeah.
I'm just doing shit. And with that being said, I take it like that.
Do you think that that's reflected in your relationship on camera with Melody? And when you all have like those one-on-one sit downs where you can kind of talk your way through maybe something that's happened, do you think that that level of respect is the thread that keeps you all able to have reasonable communication like that?
Yeah. Because let me just say, Melody, Stormy, all the ladies on the show, Melody, Stormy, Tisha, Kimmy, every person they're intelligent, and they can
for
hold a
sure.
conversation and they can argue. And the difference is in our conversations, I call you to a level of logic. I call you to a level of sarcasm. I call you to a level of wits that, quite frankly, you're going to have to play my game. Only person that doesn't play my game is Wanda. Because she's gonna get her stuff in, but I'm just gonna make you. I'm gonna make you fight me on this level. I'm gonna make you fight me with wits. You're gonna come to my territory. You're not gonna just go. You're not gonna get the reaction that you want out of me. You're not gonna get me riled up. You're not gonna get me upset. You're gonna have to sit down here and battle me with wits. And if you win, you win.
Yeah. Do you think, just one Melody and Martell question, right? Martell has often mentioned like that, you know, he was pushed to make the decision to make the threat allegedly that he sent via text message to Melody. And he keeps saying that, you know, when somebody's poking you, but we haven't yet gotten a clear, defined occurrence from him, right? We haven't gotten, well, Melody did this or said this or did this, and this influenced my choices. What can you tell us that you've seen that may have influenced some of his choices, as bad as they were? Obviously, have we missed something, or is what are we missing here, Marsau?
I will say this, okay?
Yeah.
I will say that if someone can poke you and make you do what they want you to do, then they're stronger than you are. So all you're confessing to is being a weak-minded person. Okay, that's number one. So you can't allow someone poking you to cause you to act, because at that point right now, you're being controlled, and they have the stronger mind in that situation. So number one, once you give up responsibility for your actions, then you're out of control. Yeah. So you cannot blame your actions on other people. That's number one. But the second part of it is, I mean, yes, we know that. We know for a fact that, you know, we know for a fact that Mel has activated her flock, her following, her deplorables, to act. She's done that. I've said it 1,000 times, and this is the case. Mel and Martell struck one little match, and they threw it into a forest of trees. That match turned into a blazing fire. They walked away and haven't thrown a match in a while, but their hands are not clean from not throwing the match. They threw the match. And so now the malometers, they're just, you know, they just got their agency of deplorability, and they're just trying to attack everybody and anybody, you know,
really
they're not happy with themselves. But at the end of the day, they started it, but Martell, to a certain extent, he's acting like he doesn't care what people think. He cares everything about what people think. He doesn't watch the show, but he catches the highlights. He knows everything that's going on in the show. So those things are not true. The truth is that he cares too much about what other people think, and he's trying to control that narrative by getting his story out. He's not doing this to get his kids, because you wouldn't do this to get your kids.
Yeah. It takes you away from them, actually, as we've seen with
takes you away from society.
Yeah, as a whole.
For 23 hours a day.
Yeah, and clearly there has to be some sort of different approach made there when it comes to something, because the what we've seen are attacks, right? We haven't seen any sort of bridge being built or any sort of attempt even to have harmony. We've seen the attacks and we've seen the result of those attacks. And so it just makes it kind of difficult when it comes to understanding his POV and his decision making in those cases. So what is it that you can say, though, after spending 6 seasons on the show and having a relationship with what the fans have to say? What do you have to offer, right, to the viewers to kind of maybe shift their focus, and maybe even some of the Melodies fans who have not been maybe the most maybe the most welcoming, right, to other stories on the show? What do you have to say to them to kind of encourage them maybe to look at things differently? Or is there anything you can offer the audience as we go through this season?
Well, I don't think you can encourage the millimeters, because I don't think that they have the intelligence that I can't speak to them in a language that they can understand. Right. Okay. And so whether they're too smart or I'm too stupid, I'm not smart enough to communicate well with them. Okay. Because I think that there's a comprehension gap between reality and what's seen on a television show on Saturday night. I had someone, I'm building a house around the corner, and I had someone make a comment that said, you can tell he's lying because we didn't see it on the show. Yeah. And that made me understand them better. It makes me understand their logic. So no, but I would say for fans is the same thing that I would say to anybody else. I would say, walk this situation through in your real life and see how that really adds up. How does this add up in reality? We're at an age right now, we have to ask ourselves, what is it really, and what's really going on, right? And so when you say, hey, this person's lying about this right here, say, well, is what they say, can you prove what they say? Right? Yeah. So I think that the fans need to allow television to be television, understand that they see an edited version of what is probably true. And if they choose to like these people and engage with these people, liking someone does not mean you have to agree with everything they say. Yeah. You can love someone. I mean, if you've ever chastised or spanked your kids, you know that you can love someone to the ends of the earth and totally just give your heart to them. But you don't have to believe that they're always telling you the truth. Sometimes they make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? And give that right to politicians, give that right to entertainers, give that right to celebrities. Kobe is my guy. Yeah. I love Kobe. Kobe was wrong for the shit he said at Shaq.
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? People are human. So just because you ride with them, just because you're a millimeter, doesn't mean that Miller doesn't mess up sometimes. All right. And if you don't, here's my thing: make her a billionaire. Go take out a second mortgage on your house and buy 50,000 shirts.
50,000 what, Marsau?
Hey man, buy 50,000 shirts. I don't care. Buy skincare, shirts, do everything. Support her, buy her songs, do everything. Make her a billionaire. Yeah.
Well, speaking to that, I think that, again, one of the things that we love most about the show is we were introduced to the original 6 cast members as a unit. And, high or low, we've been able to follow these stories based on you guys sharing. So just thank you from the viewers, Marsau. I think we're in the running for another incredible season from you guys. Are we going to see the Black Expo again, this season coming up? Are we going to see the second Black Expo this season?
I think you're following the challenging aspects of 6 or sometimes 12 individuals' lives. And sometimes, even though things may be important, you can't quite cover everything. And so just because someone has something that you may want to cover and that would be good to cover that may fit the narrative of the show, you have to look at the bigger picture and say, you know what, dang, I wish we could cover that, but at this time we can't really cover that. So things like the Black Business Expo in Atlanta with a very, very, very dynamic event, life-changing event for some. Some people say it was one of the best expos they've ever been to. Unfortunately, we missed that. But we're gonna have another one next year in Houston. So
all right. Well, we look forward to seeing that next year in Houston because we know y'all are coming back anyway, man. So we look forward to more, Marsau. We wish you all the best of luck with all your many, many business endeavors, more success, more wealth, all those good things, brother. And we thank you for chatting with us tonight. And hopefully we get to kick it again about the rest of the season as it unfolds.
D. Ross, appreciate it, man. Thank you, sir.
For sure, man. Much love, Marsau. We'll talk to y'all later.
All day. Peace out.